Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Forex Brezio. It's I'm a little bit late. It is 10 minutes after 8 p.m. on Monday, April 10th, 2023. And just trying out a new live stream option that I have here. So didn't really put up too much advertisement on this one. So this is really, I might just be talking to myself on this, but it's a little bit of a test. And I might try to do a little bit of this going forward, having live streams. So the topic of this is to talk about Heiken Ashi candles versus regular candlestick trading. And there's, again, guys, there's lots of videos out there explaining to you what the difference is between, especially with Heiken Ashi candles, so you can check it out. But essentially, Heiken Ashi candles are just a different type of candlestick, and Heiken Ashi means average bar. And so basically, without going through the full calculation, a Heiken Ashi candle is actually a combination of the current candle and the one before. And you can see when one Heiken Ashi candle closes, the next one opens in the middle of that previous one, because that's part of the calculation. So if you see here, here's this candle closed down here, and you can see the next one opens right in the middle, and then this one here, here's the next one opens right in the middle, and so on and so forth. So as opposed to a regular candlestick where the next one will open at the point of where the previous one closed, wherever that is, on Heiken Ashi, because of the way it uses a combination calculation of the two most recent candlesticks, it opens in the middle of the range of the previous one. So here's with these blue ones, you got this past blue one, and you can see this one opened right here, right in the middle. Okay, and so what this tends to do, guys, it just kind of smooths out some of the price action. And when sometimes, even during a trending phase, you can see a lot of mixing in of bullish candles, bearish candles, bullish candles, bearish candles, and it can be, if you're holding on to a profit, you might tend to get out too quick because you see a candle go in the opposite direction, and you want to try to lock in your profits. And so Heiken Ashi candles can actually help keep you in a trade longer, and they can also point you to places where you might want to get out too. And so, but the thing is with Heiken Ashi candles, they're not great for entry. Okay. Because you're not actually seeing the true closing price of the current candle, or actually any of them. You're not actually seeing the way it draws it out. You're not seeing the actual closing price, so they're not great for entry. Okay, but they are good for managing trades, and they might not be great for exit either. But they're perfect for managing trades. And so I'm just going to show a couple of quick examples here. So this is the Aussie yen on the 4-hour chart. And if we just go and put the regular candlestick chart on first, okay, and you can see even during the trending phase, like right here, you see, that it's choppy, and you got red candles here, red candle, you got a big one here, another big one here, another big one here, and then, maybe you might think you want to get out along the way. But if I put a Heiken Ashi candles on there, okay, here's that same trend, and you can see, other than a couple little small little red ones here, which this wouldn't have bothered me. This was in an uptrend the whole way, and really my exit would have been maybe like right along here. It actually went up again, but you can see how it just smooths out the trend a little bit. You can see I'm currently in a trade here to the upside. We'll see if this one works out. But you can see we've got bullish blue candles, and I have a take profit set for up here back at this recent swing back up here, okay, about where this blue turned to red up here, okay? And so it's just one way to use it. Now, as far as analysis goes, I'm going to put the regular candlestick chart back on. Okay, and as I said, they're not great for analysis. For entry, but they are good for analysis. Here's another one on the euro dollar. And so let's use this one actually. Okay, so you can see right here, and let me turn put the regular candlesticks back on. Okay, now we can see right here we had this big move up, Okay, so this was the last swing. Clearly we're in an uptrend. We're on the 4-hour chart. Okay, so kind of the structure area I'd be looking for to hold would be this area, which clearly we've held. Okay, all right, so this area has held, and so then we have a move back to the upside. Okay, which we're currently in right now. All right, and I have my take profit set at this recent resistance area up here. Okay, which is about a 2-to-1. Okay, so if I put my Heiken Ashi candles back on here, all right, this area, right, you can see that the move up and then this move down. All right, and now if I go down to the 1-hour chart, you can see the blue candle starting back to the upside. Okay, so now I can say I'm going to hold this trade until I see definitive red candles pointing back to the downside, or I hit my take profit. Hopefully I hit my take profit first. Okay, so I just wanted to, just to show you that Heiken Ashi candles are really good for managing the trade, but they're not so great for entries. And so I also want to show you potentially what it looks like here on a futures chart. So this is the Nasdaq futures. This is the 1-hour chart, and you can see right here. And I did not take this trade today, so which I'm kind of bummed about. But you can see right here on the 1-hour chart, we broke out here. We came back, retested this area. Okay, now you can see this is a great area. You can see it with the regular candlestick. This is a great entry, right? Bounced straight off this demand zone, support zone, whatever you want to call this, and started going up. All right, and so all the candles have been bullish so far to the upside. But if I put the Heiken Ashi candles on, I basically can hold this trade now all the way up until, this would probably be my initial target zone up here. Okay, and what the Heiken Ashi candles will do is will help keep you in the trade, because you're going to have small little pullbacks in between here, and you might get a bearish candle on the regular candlestick chart showing here, whereas with the Heiken Ashi, unless there's something, a really more major change to the trend, these are going to stay blue, or maybe you get a tiny little, doji red candle, certainly nothing to exit for, and you can just hold this. So it just helps you with confidence to hold it. So the bottom line is, guys, is I'm using regular candlesticks chart for my analysis, okay, and entry, okay, analysis and entry. But then I'm switching over to Heiken Ashi candles to help me manage the trade and just give me the confidence to stay in it a little bit longer, okay, and hopefully ride it to my take profit area. So that's that trade on the that was a setup that was on the Nasdaq. Let me just see here if there's anything else worth showing you. So this is Canadian Swiss, which you can see I'm in right now, and a little bit of drawdown on this, but I have a very small position on it. So let me just switch over here. Okay, we had this impulsive move up. We came right back down into this demand area. You can see I got a late entry. We got this really weird looking candle here from the market turnover right here, where it went down, tapped some supply, and then some demand that's going back up. Okay, and so basically I'm looking for to put my Heiken Ashi candles back on. This was the 5 o'clock changeover, so normally this would not be good. But you can see it came right down here and tapped in. So I'll be looking for blue candles to help me guide my way back up on this one. Okay. Here's one on the CAD yen, just to show you. So you can see here we had this uptrend. We had this pullback into this area right here where I drew. This was our structure area. And now if I switch over to the Heiken Ashi candles, let's say you were in this trade, you can see other than these two tiny little dojis, we've been in blue all the way up. So you can just definitely hold this trade and be very confident, because as long as you're painting blue Heiken Ashi candles, you can stick with that trade. Okay, if you switch back to the regular candles, I mean, you had this big red candle right here. Maybe you said, oh boy, I'm going to get out right here. And you ended up missing more than half the trade. And even through here, it was really uncertain. Whereas in the Heiken Ashi chart, we had blue candles all the way up here. So you would have just, stayed with it, ignored all that noise, and, that's what you would have done. Here's the dollar Canadian. You can see I have this kind of structure level drawn right here. You go to the 4-hour chart. There's a structure area right here before this last, leg down. You can see we've come back up. All right, and now if we put our Heiken Ashi candles on here, all right, scroll over, you can see we're all red now. And so basically this is an area to potentially look for a short position, all the way back down, to these lows potentially down here. Okay, so if this follows through, that's what I'm looking for. Look for an entry, and then you just ride red Heiken Ashi candles all the way down, and that's it. And so, even though there's going to be blips along here where you'll get bullish candles reversing a little bit, you can hold this, most of these candles will probably stay red, and you can just ride this down as long as it's painting red candles. So that's the whole thing, guys. So again, analysis and entry on the using regular candlesticks, just using supply and demand, support and resistance zones. And then once you get into a trade, I like to switch over to the Heiken Ashi candles, and I'll use the Heiken Ashi candles to manage the trade, even look for take profit areas, where maybe the candles changed before. So let's say I was in a short here. I would trade this all the way down back into this level where this downtrend turned and we had the candle start to turn blue. I probably would look for, a take profit area again, somewhere right about in here. Okay, which currently is about 82 pips back down to this low. Okay, assuming that's as far as it went. All right, so it's just a little bit different way of using Heiken Ashi, because again, they're not really very good for trade entries, because you're not really, since you're not seeing the underlying candles, you can really get a really bad entry. But once you're in a trade, you can manage it using the Heiken Ashi candles, again, to help you smooth out some of those inevitable counter trend moves that you're going to get within there that may chase you out of a trade too early and you end up leaving a lot of profit on the table. And again, it can help point you to potential profit areas where the market turned before and the Heiken Ashi candles, switched from one color to the next and went back the other way. That's a perfect area to look for a take profit area at a minimum. So, all right. So yeah, that's really about it, guys. I'm just clicking through a couple of charts here. It's the same thing with the Aussie dollar. Okay. You can see this with the Aussie dollar. You see going down here, there's a lot of blue candles mixed in here. If we switch to the Heiken Ashi candles, let's see what it looks like. Whoops. That's the smooth, Heiken Ashi smooth, which I'm not using. But yeah, you can see here, we switch over to the Heiken Ashi, and you can see mostly red. Now we have a couple of small little areas here. This little one right here. These two little ones, certainly not enough to chase me out of a trade, but a lot of these other ones that were mixed in there are filtered out, and we're showing pretty much just red all the way down. Okay, so, and again, if you were in this trade, if you took this trade initially, your take profit area, there would be one here about where it is now. There'd be another one here, and then one way down into this area right here. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna leave it there. This is just like I said, testing using this new streaming software. Hopefully, I'll be able to put some longer leadway on my live stream so we can actually get some viewers. But hopefully, you guys will see this as a recording on the channel, and hope you got something out of it. Again, guys, it's using Heiken Ashi candles for trade management and exit, certainly for trade management, but use your regular candlesticks for your analysis and entry. So it's a great combination. You get the best of both, and it works really well once you get used to identifying trends and structure areas. And you can see I don't have any other indicators on the chart, no moving averages, no oscillators, no nothing. You certainly can add those if you want, but you don't even really necessarily need it. And I like to have my charts as clean as possible. All right. So I'll leave it there, guys. Have a great night. Please hit that like button. Show some love to the channel. And if you're just finding the channel, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell notification so you get notified when I post new videos and content. Alright guys, and obviously if you got any comments, drop them down below. And I will leave it there. Have a great night, guys.